Okay, before we start, anybody have question? No question? Sarah, Daniel, Sydney? No questions? Okay. Now, for this, okay, we'll continue, okay, our endocrine system. We're going to learn about the glands, the hormone, the target cell, the action, and also the disorder. In case you do not produce enough of the hormone or maybe too much of the hormone. So you're going to have a lot of disorder because of this. And I sent you the addendum of this, look like this. So mostly we're going to work on this table. So if you have it, you can take it out and then you can actually fill out the table. It will help you a lot for your exam next week. Okay, remember today you have the due date, and then on Thursday we're going to review the assignment 1. And then next week on Tuesday, you will have the first exam over this chapter. Okay, again, if you have this, you can take it out and then we're going to work on this. Okay, so we have learned, okay, the type of hormone based on the target cell. How many type of hormones based on the target cell? Three, right? If the target cell itself is called, anybody? If the target itself, Selina, what is the name of the hormone, the terminology that we use for the hormone that act upon itself? Daniel? Autocrine, right? Autocrine. Right? If the target cell is the neighboring cell, Sydney? Paracrine, good. If the target cell is far distant cell, Joe? Endocrine or circulating hormone. What? 3 types based on the target cell. 2 types based on the chemical characteristic. If it is soluble in water, that hormone is called water-soluble hormone. Right? Water-soluble hormone. If it is soluble in lipid or do not soluble in water, it's called the lipid-soluble hormone. And there are 4 characteristics for that one. Right? First, if it is water-soluble hormone, how it is delivered, how it is go to the bloodstream. Freely or need proteins, need lipoprotein. Free. If it is water-soluble hormone, it is free, dissolved in water. If it is lipid-soluble hormone, need lipoprotein. Now the target cell. Whether it is able to cross the cell membrane of the target cell or not. Lipid-soluble hormone cross the target cell or not? What did I say? Lipid, yeah. Lipid-soluble hormone cross the target cell. Water-soluble hormone unable to cross the target cell. That's the second characteristic. The third characteristic, therefore, because of this second characteristic, the lipid-soluble hormone will have receptor inside or outside the cell. Lipid-soluble hormone able to cross the cell, then the receptor will be inside the cell, and mostly in the DNA, in the gene. Get it? The water-soluble hormone, because unable to cross the cell, then the receptor will be outside on the cell membrane. Get it? Next, the last character, because of this third character, what? The lipid-soluble hormones, the action will be altering the gene, because receptor is on the gene itself. The water-soluble hormones will just cannot change the reaction inside the cytoplasm. It's called the protein kinase. That's the name of the reaction. And the water-soluble hormone require second messenger. That second messenger is called the CAMP, cyclic adenosine monophosphate. That's the 4 characters between lipid-soluble and water-soluble hormone. You got this one, right? Already. Now, we're going to learn the glands that produce the hormone, the name of the hormones, the action, the target cell, and the action of the hormone on that target cell, and again, disorder. If we do not have enough or too much of that hormone. So, we're going to make a table like this. Let's say this is gland, and hormones that produced by that glands. Okay. And then the target. Remember, the requirement for becoming the target is receptor. So the target cell will have receptor for this hormone. Okay? And then we're going to say action. Okay? And then the last one, disorder. Okay? And disorder may be hyposecretions or hypersecretions. Hypo means too low, abnormal, too little, even maybe unable to produce. Is hypo. Hyper means too much hormone. It's not good either. Whether too low or too high is not enough. It's causing disorder. Okay, now, the first one is hypothalamus. Hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is actually part of the brain. If you still remember, let's say the brain, like this, it has 4 main parts of the brain, right? What you call the biggest brain over here? The one that actually control your action, your voluntary action, sensing the conscious sensation. What do you call it? Cerebrum, right? So that's the first part of the brain, cerebrum. Then on the back over here, this is cerebrum, and there is another one, smaller brain. This is the one that control your skill action. Cerebellum, you have cerebellum over here. Get it? And in the middle part, you have the diencephalon. Get it? And the last part over here, you have the brainstem, right? That's the 4 parts of the brain. You get this one first. Now, especially for the hormonal system, part of the brain you have in the diencephalon over here. And diencephalon has 3 main parts. The biggest one is called the thalamus. And this is the one that sorting the sensory information from your skin, especially for your body, especially for the skin, for conscious sensation. This is thalamus. Got it? In the front part, lower, you have what we call the hypothalamus. This is hypothalamus over here. Okay? And on the back, you have a very small part of the diencephalon is called the epithalamus, also known as pineal gland. Okay? So 3 parts of diencephalon: thalamus, hypothalamus, and epithalamus, or pineal gland. Okay? We will not talk the thalamus because thalamus is part of the nervous system last time. But we will talk mainly hypothalamus for this, and also the pineal gland over here, the epithalamus, because these two actually have hormonal action. Are you with me? Now, this hypothalamus. Where is hypothalamus located? Here, in the diencephalon, the lower front part. That's what we call the hypo. Hypo means lower. Okay, under. So this hypothalamus is connected to a very important endocrine gland. It's called the pituitary gland. Okay, and this pituitary gland is also called as a master gland because it's very important. This is the master of the gland in our body, which is pituitary gland. Are you with me? But even though the pituitary is the master gland, his action is actually controlled by the hypothalamus. So the boss of this master is the hypothalamus. So you have master, you have the boss over here, the hypothalamus. Okay? So hypothalamus control the pituitary gland. Are you with me? Now we're gonna check. We're gonna see how it's controlled. How it controls it. Now, The hypothalamus is produce 9 hormone. You can imagine that. So many hormone produced by the hypothalamus. 9 of them. Okay? 9 hormone produced by the hypothalamus. Is the recording okay? Okay. Okay. Now, we're going to list that. The 9 hormones over here. And then what is the target cell and what action. Okay. Again, just remember this connection over here. Hypothalamus connected to this pituitary gland. And pituitary gland has 2 parts. The front part is called the anterior pituitary gland. The back part over here is called the posterior pituitary gland. Okay, so pituitary gland has front part is called the anterior, and the back part is called the posterior. You follow this one. It's really important when we talk about this hormone and action later. Hey, do you have questions so far? No? It's clear, right? We'll continue. No. Again, I mentioned that hypothalamus produce 9 hormones. We're going to put one by one. First, there is hormones that produced by the hypothalamus is called the growth hormone, releasing hormone. See? Growth hormone releasing hormone. You with me? That's the name of the hormone produced by hypothalamus. Where is the target cell? The target cell will be pituitary gland because that hypothalamus connected to the pituitary gland. Release their hormone into pituitary gland. So the target will be pituitary gland. But which part? Because there are 2 parts of pituitary gland, anterior and posterior. So for the growth hormone, releasing hormone, the target will be anterior pituitary gland. Okay? Are you with me? Now, this anterior pituitary gland produce 7 hormone. The anterior part produce 7 hormone. Okay? That's the reason why it's called the master gland, because it produces a lot of hormone. 7 from the anterior pituitary gland. The first one is called the growth hormone. Are you with me first? We're going to see the connection over here. So the first hormone produced by anterior pituitary gland is growth hormone. Are you with me? That production is actually controlled by this, by the hypothalamus. Hypothalamus produce, the first one is growth hormone, releasing hormone. The target is pituitary gland. What is the action? The action will increase or stimulate the growth hormone production. Okay, I mentioned here anterior pituitary gland produce growth hormone, but the production is controlled by this, stimulated by GHRH. It's logical, right? So you see the logical connection over there. Hypothalamus produce growth hormone, releasing hormone. The target will be anterior pituitary gland. The action will be what? Will be stimulating growth hormone production by anterior pituitary gland or from anterior pituitary gland. You follow this? So again, if you got this, it's gonna be easy. This is a really logical sequence. It's easy sequence. Now the second hormone produced by the hypothalamus. Remember, hypothalamus produce 9 hormone. What? The second hormone is called the growth hormone inhibiting hormone. Okay? GHIH, growth hormone inhibiting hormone. So the name of hormone sometimes is really easy to know the action. Right? Now what's the action will be? Inhibit. Inhibit what? Growth hormone. You with me? And the target, what is the target? Anterior pituitary gland. Because what? because the anterior pituitary gland that produces the growth hormone. Are you with me? So the target will be the same, anterior pituitary gland. But the action is going to be what? The action will be inhibit. Inhibit growth hormone production. Okay? You get this one? Easy, right? So there are so far 2 hormones produced by the hypothalamus. The next one. The next one is called the thyroid T. Okay, thyroid releasing hormone. Okay, thyroid releasing hormone. Are you with me? Okay. Now, what is the target? Remember, for the hypothalamus, the target, you only have 2 choices, whether anterior pituitary gland or posterior pituitary gland, because that's the connection over there. Right? That's the connection. Even though the name is the thyroid over here, it's not affecting the thyroid yet. It is just affecting the whether anterior or posterior pituitary gland, because that connection over there. Are you with me? Now, the TRH also have the target, which is the anterior pituitary gland. Okay? And the second hormone produced by the anterior pituitary gland is called the TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone. This is the one that will go to the thyroid later. Okay? So TSH over here. Now, what is the function of the TRH to the anterior pituitary gland? Will be stimulate. Stimulating production of TSH. Okay. So that's the reason why, the hormones, the endocrine system, I put in one chapter only, because there are a lot of information that you need to know. A lot of the name of the hormone and their action, their target, disorder, and other things. Okay, therefore, I just put one chapter over here for one exam. Okay? Get this one. Now, the next one, there is hormone is called the gonadotrophic releasing hormone. Okay? Gonadotropic releasing hormone. So the spelling is like this: gonadotrophic releasing hormone. GnRH. GnRH. Now, what is gonad? Anybody know what is gonad? This is a very general term in biology. Anybody know what is gonad? Gonad is organ that produce whether sperm or eggs. That's gonads. For the lower animals, like fish, for example, they don't really have testicles or ovary. Okay, that organ is called gonad. But for the higher animal, like human, for example, there are going to be 2 types of gonad. If it is male, the gonad is called, what you call the gonad for male? My son, what do you call the gonad for male? This is the one that produces sperm. Testicle, right. If it is female, what do you call the gonad for female? Sydney? Ovaries, okay? You got this one, okay? Just to make sure that you got it. Okay? So gonad is a terminology for sexual gland. For lower animal, they don't have testicle or ovary, they just call gonad. So therefore, in this terminology, we also use the gonadotrophic, which is gonad. It's going to be different letter. If it is male and female, it's going to be testicle or ovary. But right now, the hormone is called the gonadotropic releasing hormone. What is the target? Again, it's really simple. You just choose whether anterior or posterior. But in this case, still anterior pituitary gland. Anterior pituitary gland produce 7 hormones. I'm going to list hormone number 3 is called the FSH. Number 4 is called LH. FSH is stand for follicle stimulating hormone. This is the one that will go to the ovary or testicle later, depend on the sexual. LH, it is luteinizing hormone. This is also the one that will go whether to testicle or the ovary, depend on the gender. Okay, so this gonadotrophic releasing hormone, the target will be anterior pituitary gland. Still the same target cell. Okay. Now, what is the action? The action going to be stimulate FSH and LH production from the anterior pituitary gland. Get it? Yes.
LH stands for what?
Luteinizing hormone. We're going to learn this again later because this luteinizing hormone will go to whether ovary or testicle. It's produced by anterior pituitary gland. We're going to write it down again later. LH, luteinizing hormone. FSH, follicle. So stand for follicle stimulating hormone. So there is a cell in the ovary, is called the follicular cell. It's coming from that name, FSH. So FSH and LH production is stimulated by the gonadotropic releasing hormone. Get it? The next one, there is hormone called the CRH, corticotropic. Okay, so C stand for corticotropic, releasing hormone. Corticotropic releasing hormone. Okay. Get it? So where is the target? Again, you just choose anterior or posterior. This time is still anterior pituitary gland. What is the action? Now I'm gonna list another hormone that produced by the anterior pituitary gland. There is hormone is called the ACTH. Okay, adenocorticotropic hormone. Okay, adenocorticotropic hormone. So adenocorticotropic hormone. Okay, so T is here. ACTH. Is produced by this anterior pituitary gland. Get this one? There is another hormone. I'm gonna put all of them here. Okay, it's called the PRL. It stands for prolactin. It's milk, but it's later go to the milk gland. But right now it's produced by the anterior pituitary gland. And there is the RAS hormone produced by the anterior pituitary gland. It's called the MSH. M stands for melanin. Melanin stimulating hormone. Okay, so these are the 7 hormones produced by the anterior pituitary gland. And this production is controlled by this hypothalamus. Okay, get this one first. Now, for the CRH, corticotropic releasing hormone, the target is going to be anterior pituitary gland. What is the action? Action is stimulate production of this ACTH, and the MSH. So stimulate production of ACTH and MSH. That's the CRH. Can you follow this? Okay, so this hormone is really important to control this anterior pituitary gland hormone secretion. Okay. Next, hormone number 6. Okay, I'm gonna use the table that you have. There is a hormone called the PRH. PRH. Okay. P stands for prolactin. Prolactin releasing hormone. Okay, prolactin. Remember, lactate is gonna be related to the milk. What? So this is actually gonna be related to the milk production. But right now, not to go to the milk production yet, because the target still gonna be anterior pituitary gland. Anterior pituitary gland. What is the action? The action will be stimulate production of one of these. Which one gonna be? PRL, because PRL stands for prolactin. So this is prolactin, which is hormone that will go to the milk gland, mammary gland. It's produced by the anterior pituitary gland. So this one stimulates the prolactin production. You follow this? Number 7. Remember, there are 9 hormones produced by the hypothalamus. It's called the PIH. Prolactin inhibiting hormone. And from the name, you should be able to tell the guess the action. But first, gonna be the target, which is still anterior pituitary gland. And the action will be inhibit PRL, the prolactin, and it also inhibits the MSH, melanin stimulating hormone. Are you follow this? Okay. 7 so far. Number 8. There is hormone called the OT. OT stands for oxytocin. Okay. So hypothalamus produce oxytocin or OT. Now, start from the oxytocin. Okay. The target is not anterior anymore. The target is now the posterior. Okay. So remember, pituitary gland has 2 parts, anterior and posterior. So oxytocin, the target is posterior pituitary gland. Okay. What is the action? Nothing actually. Nothing. The posterior pituitary gland will act just as a storage. Okay. So this oxytocin will be stored in the posterior pituitary gland. Later, it will be released into the target cell that need oxytocin. Like, for example, during the labor day, the uterine wall, smooth muscle need contraction. Oxytocin will go there. During the breastfeeding, for example, the mom should produce the milk, and the milk should be ejected from the milk gland. Then oxytocin will be needed. You got this one? So that's oxytocin right now in the posterior pituitary gland is just stored in it. Okay, so the action is just a storage. You with me? The last one. This is the last hormone produced by the hypothalamus. It's called the ADH. Okay, ADH. ADH stands for anti-diuretic hormone. And this is the hormone that is needed by us to conserve water in our body. It mostly will control your urine production. So you will not produce too much urine. It's gonna be safe some in the body, in our body. So it's need or require this ADH. Okay? Now, what is the target? The target is going to be the same like oxytocin, which is the posterior pituitary gland. And what is the action? The same. There is no action in the posterior pituitary gland. It's just a storage. So this is also kind of storage in the ADH, in the posterior pituitary gland for the ADH. You follow this one first. Now look at the disorder. Some of hormone already have disorder over here. So the first one, the ADH. So the ADH over here. The other over here is not have the disorder yet. Whether you produce less or more, it's going to be controlled actually. Most of the time it will be normal. But ADH sometimes abnormal. Sometimes the ADH is not normal. If you produce very little, it's called the hyposecretion. So it's here, over here. So hyposecretion of ADH will cause disease or disorder called the diabetes insipidus. This is for hyposecretions. So hyposecretion of ADH is mean the low production of ADH will cause condition or disorder is called the diabetes insipidus. And the name is telling you this is a very similar symptom with the diabetes. What is the symptom of diabetes? Anybody have diabetes or have family that have diabetes? What are their symptoms? You always feel, they always feel what? Thirsty, right? Why? Because, you know, that glucose, too much glucose in the blood can cause that. But this one over here, they feel thirsty because what? Because it's gonna be less water in the body, so they feel that thirsty. That's the name is the same, diabetes insipidus. So low production of ADH will causing this. What is the function of ADH? This is actually the one that will absorb a lot of water from your, before urine is released, the water has to be reabsorbed first. So it's control the urine production. If you don't have enough ADH, what happens? You're gonna pee a lot. That's another symptom for this diabetes insipidus. Too much peeing. Get it? You're gonna feel thirsty, too much pee, and etc. You get this? That's ADH. This is called the diabetes insipidus. There is a one chemical or substance that can cause lower production of ADH. That chemical or that substance is called the alcohol. Anybody know alcohol? Right. You know. Now, if someone, for example, take too much alcohol, let's say they have party, okay, and then they drink too much alcohol, what happened? They will have what we call the hangover syndrome. Have you ever known hangover syndrome? That's actually too much alcohol. What happened? They're actually gonna be pee a lot. Their body gonna be dry because too much peeing. That actually the problem is because the alcohol reduce or inhibit production of ADH. Okay, their lips gonna be very dry, the skin dry, and sometimes they're gonna be black out, especially for female, because female is more sensitive to alcohol. It's more sensitive of this ADH production. Okay, just be careful. Don't drink too much alcohol, especially, you know, for girl. If the male give you too much alcohol, you might have that blackout, hangover syndrome, and you don't know anything after that. That's the clue. I mean, just give you the information. what happened with the alcohol, especially to this hormonal production, ADH. Okay, you got this one. Have you ever heard about hangover syndrome, blackout, and some problem with, with that kind of thing? Okay, do you have questions so far? We only have one gland so far, okay? So the gland is called what? Hypothalamus. Is produce how many hormone? 9 hormone. What are the target? Only 2 target, anterior and posterior. What are their action? These are their action over here. What happened with the disorder? Mostly ADH over here. So you have a disorder if it is too low. It's called the diabetes insipidus. You with me? Continue with the next gland, which is gonna be this anterior pituitary gland. So we go to the anterior pituitary gland first. I'm gonna erase this because I need the space. Okay. So the second gland will be anterior pituitary gland. Maybe in your paper is posterior, but it doesn't matter. I'm gonna put the anterior first. So you guys continue the anterior pituitary gland. Hey, anterior pituitary gland. How many hormones produced by the anterior pituitary gland? I already mentioned that. How many hormones? 7 of them, right? 7. Right? Growth hormone, TSH, FSH, LH, ACTH, PRL, MSH, and already 7 MSH. We start with the growth hormone, the first one. Growth hormone. Sometimes it's put H in the front. Is human growth hormone. We don't really need that one. Just say growth hormone. If it is human, then it's going to be human growth hormone. Okay, you get this one? Now, okay, so this is really easy actually. Okay, easy. Why? Because it is makes sense. So if it is growth hormone, what do you think the action gonna be? What happened with you if you have growth hormone? You will be. What happened if you have growth hormone? You will be growing. What? Growing. Are you with me? What? Now growing, then you can actually guess which organ will be growing. That's going to be the target for that hormone. You follow this? So you're growing. Now, what are mostly the organs that will be growing? That's going to be the target for this growth hormone. Are you with me? First, when you're growing, you will become taller. Which one actually taller? Which one make you taller? Which organ? Bones, right. Bone. Are you with me? You are taller because your bone longer or taller. Okay? It's growing longer or taller. So the first target for this with one we're gonna be what? Bone. Bone cell. You get this one? Okay, remember when we talk about bone last time, I think chapter 6. Okay. Let's say gonna put here. Let's say this is long bone. This is the one that will be longer. Hey, this long bone is divided into 3 main area. I used to remember. Well, remember the previous class is actually, you need to know it, okay, in order to help this. So the middle part, the longest part, what do you call it? The is the shaft of the bone. Diaphysis. So this is diaphysis, the shaft. And then the top, the end of the bone. Epiphysis. See, Joe still remember epiphysis. Epiphysis. Okay. What do you call the middle here between epiphysis and diaphysis? Sarah, you still remember? Meta, right? It's metaphysis. Okay? Okay. Now, when you are still in the growing age, remember growing age for a female? Between 0 to 21. So female can grow until 21. Their bone can be longer. They can be taller until 21. What? But for male, what is the limit for growing? Until 25. So male have longer, taller growth. Are you with me? So that growing is in this area over here. Anybody still remember what is the name of the area over here that can produce more cell and making your bone become taller? Anybody know? What is the name? It is called the epiphyseal or growth plate. You still remember that, right? So epiphyseal plate, or sometimes it's easier called the growth plate. So you have two areas in the end of this bone. It's called the growth plate. And this is the one that is growing. This is the one that actually become the target for this growth hormone. Are you with me? So what happens if the growth hormone go to this cell in the epiphyseal plate, in the growth plate, the cell will divide. So adding more cells. So the action is cell division. When it is divided, then it's going to put a lot of cell, and then it will push the bone into become longer, and you will become taller. Cell division to make the bone longer. So you will become taller. Are you with me? Now, my question is, it is also will kind of affecting one of the cell in your bone that builds your bone. Anybody know? Anybody still remember the name of the cell bones that build the bone? Put a lot of calcium in the bone. There are 4 types of cells in the bone, right? Osteogenic cell, osteoblast, osteoclast, and osteocyte. Which one is the Bob the Builder? Osteoblast, right? It's also, this growth hormone also affecting your osteoblast to put a lot of calcium on it. So your bone is not only taller, but also stronger. Are you with me, right? So that's the growth hormone. That's the first target it's gonna be. Are you with me? Now, what do you think the second organ that will be growing when you're growing? Your muscle, right? Your muscle become bigger. Remember when you're baby, you don't have muscle. Now, you have bigger muscle. Therefore, the second target cell will be muscle cell. Okay, it makes sense, right? Now, what happened with the muscle cell? Do you think the muscle cell will divide? No. Just remember, everybody, since they were born, they have the same number of muscle cells. It will not be adding more. So whether you are non-bodybuilder or you are bodybuilder, your number of the cells are the same for the muscle. No different. What make different? The bigger, the size. So this growth hormone will make more proteins for the muscle. Okay, so this one will what? Produce more muscle proteins that make the muscle become bigger. So this is size, not numbers. For the bone, is the numbers of the cell increase, but for the muscle, the size of the cell will be increasing. Are you with me? Not the number of the cell, but the size of the cell will be increasing. That makes sense, right? That's how it happened. Next, there is one more target for the growth hormone. So in order to grow like this, you need a lot of energy, right? energy is taken from glucose. It means that you need a lot of glucose in order to perform this cell division and also proteins synthesis. You need a lot of glucose. Which organ that actually store your glucose? The storage of the glucose is the glycogen. Which organ that have a lot of glycogen? Oh wait, on the right side over here. The big, no, gallbladder is very small. The other one, bigger one. Liver, right? Liver has a lot of glycogen. Glycogen is a storage of glucose. So this growth hormone will go to the liver and tell the liver cell to perform what we call the okay, so like breakdowns glycogen into many glucoses. Okay? Okay? And then this glucoses then will be used for this, for the cell division and protein synthesis. You get this one? Right? So these are the target for the growth hormone. It makes sense, right? So this is the one that mostly growing. Bone, muscle, and then liver needed to provide the energy. Now, disorder. There's going to be several disorders if you don't have enough growth hormone or too much growth hormone. Let's say if it is hypo growth hormone, hyposecretion of growth hormone, too little. Right? What happened? Let's say if it is happening during the childhood. So when you're a child, maybe you have problem with your anterior pituitary gland, maybe there is a tumor on it, and you don't produce enough growth hormone, what happened? It means that you will not be growing, right? You will not be growing. And there is special terminology for people or for the kid that's not growing. What do you call that kid in general? You know, you sometimes you watch the movie, the Snow White and the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. What does dwarf mean? Short. That's also general term for short people. This one, because it is caused by the growth hormone, and because growth hormone is produced by the pituitary gland, the name of this disorder is called the pituitary dwarfism. Because there is another type of dwarfism later. And there is another hormone that can cause dwarfism in human. It is actually coming from the thyroid hormones later. But the one that is caused by the growth hormone is called the pituitary dwarfism. Hypo. Are you with me? Now, the opposite. If it is hyper. If it is happening during the childhood, what happened with that kid? Is normal, dwarf, or really tall? If it is too much growth hormone. Yeah, going to be very tall. And the condition is called the giant or giant. So giantism or gigantism is the same. Giantism. It means that the kid is become giant. Is taller than normal. Above normal. Are you with me? Now, what happens if this hypersecretions of growth hormone happening in the adulthood? Let's say if it is adult, you over 25 years old. Remember when it is over 25 years old, the growth plate over here, it will be closed. It's become just line, growth line. It means that you cannot go taller anymore. The bone will not going taller, but it still can be wider. They still can be wider, growing wider or thicker. Are you with me? So for the adult, okay, this adult will not be taller, but their bones are gonna be really, really thick. And there is special disorder name for this one is called the acromegaly. So acromegaly is actually happening to the adult that produce too much growth hormone. You can see on their face, on their hand. So their face is going to be have a really thick bone over here. And their hand is big with a thick bone. It's telling you that this person has the hyper secretions of growth hormone. And the name of this disorder is called the acromegaly. Do you have questions so far? Oh, almost done. we just one hormone so far. Right. Now the next. The next. Here, TSH. 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 And the name is telling you over here. Thyroid stimulating hormone. What is the target gonna be? This. What is that? Thyroid gland. Okay, so the target for this TSH will be thyroid gland. Now, what is the action? It stimulates thyroid hormone production. So thyroid hormone produced by the thyroid gland, but its production is stimulated by the TSH. You follow it. And TSH is produced by anterior pituitary gland. And the TSH production is controlled by TRH, remember, produced by the hypothalamus. That's the connection over there. All right. Next, number 3, FSH and LH. Okay. So these are the two hormones that is controlled by the GnRH, right? Gonadotropic releasing hormone. So anterior pituitary gland produce the FSH and LH, follicular stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, both of them controlled by the gonadotropic releasing hormone, GnRH. Are you with me? Now, what is the target going to be? This is going to be related to the sexual. Remember, gonad is sex organ. So this one will be have two targets. It's depend on, of course, depend on the gender. Okay? If it is, let's say, female. If it is female, then the target for the FSH will be ovary. Okay? So how many ovaries do you have? Daniel? How many? You have 2. Okay. Now, if it is male, what do you think the target is going to be? What is the male sexual gland or organ? It's going to be testicles. Okay? Mason, how many testicles do you have? 2. Okay. So no, the same what? Female have 2 ovaries. Male have 2 testicles. So we are fair. No problem. No. What happened in the ovary? What is the action? Okay. The FSH in the ovary will increase the follicular cell maturation. It means that the cell in the ovary is ready to make an egg. Thus, follicular cell will release the eggs later. But it is stimulated by the FSH. Second, this ovary will also stimulate the production of a female, one of the female hormone. The most abundant one, the most important one, estrogen. It is controlled by the FSH. On the male, on the testicle, what is the action? It is produce the sperm. stimulate the sperm production. Are you nih? Okay. Okay. Now we're gonna stop until here, until the LH. Well, LH is gonna be the same because this is related to gonad. So the target, if it is female, it's gonna be ovaries. If it is male, it's gonna be testicles. Okay. So in the ovary, LH will stimulate ovulation. Anybody know what is ovulation? Release of the eggs. Right? So FSH kind of stimulates the eggs production over here, maturation of the follicular cell. And then when the egg is produced, it will be released. And the process is called the ovulation. And the one that controls is LH. So before ovulation, the LH will be very high, spike out. Okay? So we're going to talk about the female cycle later. And you're going to see it's actually controlled by the hormones over here. Right? And also it stimulates production of some other female hormone. Okay? The one that is also important is progesterone. Right? So progesterone stimulated by the LH. Get it? In the male, in the testicle, the action is stimulates the male hormone. What is the male hormone? Testosterone. You get this one? So you're gonna see over here, testicle produce sperm, also produce hormone, testosterone. The sperm stimulated by FSH, but the testosterone stimulated by the LH. Okay, again, we're gonna continue this on Thursday. Okay, also maybe tomorrow, we're gonna also continue some of this during the lab. So tomorrow lab at 2 p.m. room arm 112. Okay, on the basement. I mean in the first floor. Okay, so tomorrow we have lab 2 p.m. Do you have question? If not, I need your assignment. So just put your assignment here.